What up, fam? It's your boy, Slenderboy 2024, streaming to you live. Amateur Netflix reviewer, extraordinaire, professional Emma Myers simp. Hey, wait, I didn't write that in the script. Who's changing my script? Who wrote that? Yeah, I know. A lot to talk about. I really want to talk about this series here. We're gonna get to that in a second. But first of all, let's talk. Let's talk. A really important trailer dropped today. What a time. What an amazing time to be alive right now, guys. I'm so happy to be alive right now. Why is that? Because the Wednesday Season 2 trailer just dropped on YouTube. Check it out. It looks so good. It looks so funny. It looks so good. I can't wait. The show is coming back this summer. I can't wait. But I'm watching the trailer and I realize, oh my God, like what's today? So they waited until Wednesday to drop the Wednesday trailer. That's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 marketing, okay? But yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to review Wednesday at some point. I mean, I'm on this path now with me watching all of the Emma Myers media. I don't know what started this, but yeah, this trend. But yeah, I'm doing this trend now. So yeah, that would make sense to review Wednesday on a Wednesday. So I guess that's gonna happen very soon. But yeah, ironically, yeah, it is Wednesday. I'm going to review another Emma Myers show. Not Wednesday, but the show she did after Wednesday, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Have you heard of this? Oh my God, guys. It's based on a popular young adult murder mystery book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I haven't read the book, but it seems like fans of the book, it seems that they like the show adaptation. This is a weird one. So it's British. Let's start there. It's British. Here she is. Here's Emma Myers. You might not recognize her at all. She was Enid Sinclair on Wednesday, but her hair is like a completely different color. Sidebar. What? Okay, I found different. I found different answers here. What do people know? What is her natural hair color? Because I keep hearing different answers. Like, is she naturally blonde like in Wednesday, or is she naturally a brunette like in Minecraft in this? I can't tell, but I guess that's a positive, is that it's not obvious that she dyed her hair in either case. Like, this doesn't look like a wig, or that she dyed her hair. So I don't know. She's a chameleon. She could be a natural blonde. She could be a natural brunette. I don't know. I really don't know. I like this look. I like this same look that she has in Minecraft. I like this look a little bit better than her Wednesday look. But yeah, and for her character, Pip, in this, she adopts a British accent, and it's flawless. Like I really didn't know she wasn't British. You know what I mean? Like you think she's British from watching this show, but she's not. Like you know, you watch Wednesday, you see her normal accent. But yeah, this is a weird one. It's like a co-production, because it is a BBC show. Like I said, like everyone in the show is like British or whatever, except Emma Myers. But it's a BBC show, but it's also a Netflix show, so it's on Netflix. So yeah, check this out. It's a 6-episode mini-series based on the first book in this series, and it hasn't officially been renewed yet, but the show did well. I'm hoping we get a season 2. I really am, and that could be based on the second book. But yeah, where was I going with this? Emma Myers. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let's. I mean, Emma Myers. I just keep saying her name. I have to be careful. Everyone's already calling me a simp for this person. I don't listen. I haven't even watched Wednesday. The lady doth protest too much. I never watched Wednesday. All right. I don't know this person at all. I just saw Minecraft. I thought the actress was good, so I looked her up. I saw what other stuff is going on. I mean, people in the chat are already like, oh yeah, he looked her up all right. Winky face emoji. I'm like, oh no, I'm getting called out. For my Emma Myers fixation. So let's talk. Okay. So I have a couple, like, okay. Here's the first question before I get into the show that I wanted to pose and kind of mull over a little bit. So, is the main character's name is Pip? Okay. But by the way, this show is a miniseries on Netflix. It's only 6 episodes. Watch it. Just binge it. It's such a good binge. It seriously is. It's such a good binge. Is Emma Myers' character Pip a Mary Sue? That's the question I wanted to pose first off with this show. So for those who don't know, a Mary Sue, it's kind of a type of character that pops up usually in a lot of like fan fiction. You'll see this type of character pop up where you take an already established series like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or Harry Potter, and then all of a sudden there's like this new character pops in. She's the new hotness, and she has like no flaws, and she's good at everything, and everyone instantly loves her, etc., etc., etc. A recent example that people like to point to, that I like to point to, I like to think of like Rey, Rey in the new Star Wars trilogy, where again she just kind of pops up. You've never heard of her before, but all of a sudden everyone's focused on her. She's like the most important being in the universe all of a sudden, and everyone instantly likes her, and she's good at everything. She never really needs to like train or learn or anything. She can take care of herself. She never needs to be rescued. She never needs help. Yeah, Rey is a Mary Sue. Rey is 100% a Mary Sue. And I just have to, I'm sorry I'm going off on this tangent. I'll bring it back to this, I promise. But yeah, no, it's funny because Daisy Ridley, the actress for Rey, she had this whole infamous quote where she's like, well, like, that's like a sexist term, like Mary Sue, like you shouldn't call someone that, because no one would ever call a guy that, like a Gary Stu or whatever. False. False. First of all, it's funny because there is a term for a male Mary Sue, and it is Gary Stu, and there are examples of that. Again, the gender doesn't really matter so much. I mean, I bring it up because in this case, yeah, our main character is a female, so like, Mary Sue would be the term that applies to her if she meets the qualifications, if you will. But yeah, no, Gary Stews are definitely a thing. If you want me to go here, just trying to think of a male example. So yeah, Gary Stew, for example. I mean, if you've seen like any isekai anime recently, like any harem, romance harem anime where like the main character, he's just like instantly good at everything, and like there's like 10 women that all like want to hook up with him even though he has like no discernible qualities. Or going for a comic book example, I've maintained, and I'm gonna piss off the Batman fans again with this, but like I've always said that like Batman, depending on who's writing him, can 100% be a Mary Sue. I mean, he's just one of those guys that like, yeah, he is kind of instantly good at everything. He's like really smart and thinks of everything, and he never loses, and he can instantly pick up anything because he's a genius and he's Batman, and and it's boring. Like that's the real crux of the matter. The reason we're talking about this is like, yeah, Mary Sue's, they're generally looked down upon as a character because they're boring. Like no one wants to, a flawless character isn't very likable or relatable. Ironically, I say ironically because in the context of the story, the Mary Sue usually has tons of friends. Like everyone loves her, but like, within her story, but people reading this story, people don't like Mary Sue because again, she's too flawless, she's too perfect. It's hard to relate to her, and it's annoying, it's obnoxious to a degree when someone's like that perfect and never makes mistakes. All that being said, so that's what a Mary Sue is. Pip, Emma Myers' character. So, okay, she is very skilled, she's very intelligent, she reads a lot, she's a wannabe detective, and she does have lots of friends. A lot of people do like her. But because she's likable. But I mean, there are definitely people in her town that don't like her, and she definitely makes mistakes. Yeah, let's go into that. So, let's go. What the heck? Okay, the weird lighting change. Let's go into that. So yeah, no. Okay, so Pip. Yeah, so she. And this is kind of like one of the trappings of the genre, if you will. But you need to just suspend your disbelief with this type of story, with any of these types of stories, like Hardy Boys, Scooby-Doo, Nancy Drew, any of that. The Enola Holmes movies on Netflix with Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, Pip's just a high school student, and there is this level of like, okay, so this cold case, or this case that even grown-ups couldn't solve, these like professional investigators, professional cops couldn't solve this case, and you want me to believe that this teenage girl with enough gumption or whatever, and she read a bunch of books about mysteries, and so she's able to solve the case. She's able to solve the case. Really, that's just like yeah. You need to suspend your disbelief. There's just kind of a genre trapping, I'd say. It is a little unbelievable, and like her very first case, she solves it. Like yeah, I'd prefer to see this type of character fail a little more, but she does make mistakes. She does have flaws. So Pip's whole thing is she's very book smart. She's very intelligent and analytical, etc., etc. But she's not necessarily the most emotionally intelligent. She's not a great people person, even though she has friends. She's always after the truth. She'd make a good reporter, okay, but like she's always after the truth. But that comes at a cost, and that's kind of what the series deals with. Is like there's so many times where she kind of creates these, these divisions, these sources of friction between her and her family, between her and her friends, where like she's not afraid to like. It's like a positive and a negative. I mean, you gotta admire like how driven she is, how determined she is to get to the truth, but at the same time she's willing to upset people. She's willing to like kind of damage relationships with other people, which is not good. So that's definitely a flaw. People will tell her to stop and she won't, and again that kind of creates a rift between her and other people. So there's that. Yeah, and she definitely, like she's kind of, again, I'm not any sort of expert. I don't pretend to be, but I'm just like a passive observer here. But I can kind of call out some things, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I know this is your first case, your first time trying to be a detective, but like, she's kind of bad at it. At first, she's like kind of bad at like doing the interviews and everything. Like okay. So she's sorry. Let me kind of let me back up a sec. Let me just kind of give you the premise. Let's start there. So this takes place in a small town in Britain, and this girl that they went to high school with, Andy Bell, she was mysteriously murdered, and supposedly it was by her boyfriend Sal, because Andy's body was never found, for the record. Yeah, like we're kind of assuming she's dead, but her body was never found. But she disappeared 5 years ago, and her boyfriend at the time, Sal, he confessed. He confessed to killing her, and then he immediately killed himself. He left a little suicide note or whatever, and so that's why everyone assumes, okay, well, yeah, so she's dead, and he killed himself, and that's kind of like an open and shut thing. So but Pip, she can't quite accept that. She thinks that there's a little something more to it. The cops were a little too, and this is a thing. Like I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, quite frankly. But I mean, and the series goes into, like, for example, these themes of like racism. Like, it's a small town, and Andy Bell, this beautiful blonde white girl, was dating Sal Singh, this brown guy, and some people kind of like looked down upon that, or like Andy's father wasn't the biggest fan of that. So there's some racism there, and it's like a little too easy or cut and dry to be like, oh well, what happened was the jealous brown boyfriend killed her, and it's like an open and shut case. And this is definitely like a thing, especially in like a small town where this terrible tragedy occurred, a murder happened, and the people want justice. They want to know who did it, and they want him to be brought to justice. And they're gonna like really get unruly, and they're gonna get really worked up. And the cops had better find out who did it and bring the people justice, or else it's gonna escalate. And back when I was watching True Blood back in the day, like that was the whole thing where someone was killing these women, and Jason Stackhouse was suspected, and the cops were basically like, well, we have like a little evidence that kind of makes it look like Jason did it, and if we don't find anything else soon, I mean we need we need to bring someone to justice, and like that's gonna be him. Like we need a culprit, and so that's gonna be Jason unless we find something else, because the townspeople want an answer. God damn it. So that's very much a factor. So I mean, it's not even that the cops gave up per se. I mean, they did, but it was like yeah, like, I mean, to be fair, this guy confessed to it, and we're just gonna kind of take that as at face value because we need, we need this case to be over. We need a culprit. But Pip suspects. She always suspected that there was something more. This all starts as she's doing this. And I don't know. Like, again, this takes place in Britain. I don't know anything about any of this, so this was kind of like a learning experience for me. But I guess Pip is a high school senior or whatever, and she's doing a project, an EPQ. Okay, we don't really have those over here, but she has an EPQ, which basically is saying like, oh, she's applying to all these colleges, and as always, it's not enough, and nothing is ever enough when you want to apply to college. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're on a roll or get straight A's. You always have to do more. Like, oh, what's your community service like, or what's your, so that I can relate to that. Our American schools are not so different in that regard. Like, you have to do all these extracurriculars and blah blah blah. But I guess in addition, when you're in Britain and you want to apply to these colleges, you need to complete this special like outside study project in addition to your coursework. So and yeah, I mean, in so many words, like my high school, for example, we had to complete a grad project, was what we called it, and it was like a special research project in addition to our normal course load, which we didn't have time for, so it sucked. And that's my one little complaint, is that like Pip, they don't really go into. I'm going to have myself, but yeah, she begins this whole thing because she says, like, I'm going to solve the Andy Bell murder, and that's going to be my EPQ project. And long story short, people it's still a very fresh tragedy. I mean, it's been 5 years, which for this small town, people are still kind of reeling from that. And that's one of the flaws, again, going into the Pip's flaws, is like she's not always very tactful or understanding or sympathetic as far as like people's feelings still being raw. It's like she'll go up to you and just start asking questions about this very sensitive topic, and yeah, people are not always going to respond very well to that, and she needs to kind of have some more self-awareness in regards to that, you know what I mean? But yeah, she starts that as her EPQ. Long story short, people kind of push back against that for very understandable reasons, including her mother. Her mother outwardly, and her teacher as well. But yeah, her mother outwardly, just straight up forbids her to continue this line of questioning because it's getting dangerous and it's upsetting people. And so Pip's like, agrees. Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, she drops it as her EPQ, but she continues to the investigation. She just doesn't do it as her EPQ anymore, and she's just gonna do it and then solve the case in addition. And like, so yeah, and then her actual EPQ is now like whatever. She reads a lot, she loves literature, and it's like whatever, feminism and gothic fiction or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it didn't need to be like a big scene, but I would have preferred if they like just had like a little bit of acknowledgement, like maybe have Pip like look kind of extra tired, or her hair is a little messy, or her eyes are a little red, where it's like, because she's doing all of this shit and she doesn't have time. I remember being a high school student. You don't have time for this shit. Like, I didn't have time for my grad project. I was doing so much other stuff. But yeah, she's a high school student. She is doing this, grad project. Well, I mean, she's investigating a murder. She's doing all this work for the Andy Bell murder case, which is no longer her EPQ, and she's also doing her EPQ, which I assume she did it, because she said that, they never said that she didn't do it. Yeah, so she also did this other research project on like gothic fiction, or it's like that she didn't have time for it. It's like, when did she have time for any of this? But I don't know. Yeah, just have like a reference to her that she's like extra tired from that. I don't know. Anyway, where was I going with this? Okay, yeah. So her flaws. So yeah. So she starts investigating this case, like I was saying, and like her first two. Yeah, let's talk about her first two interviews are so bad, like so bad. I mean, the first one is like, so she's tracking down all of these people who knew either Sal or Andy, like their friends, and she finds this first girl who's now working as a waitress in this coffee shop, and so she like tracks her down. And you gotta read the room. Pip is so bad at that. You gotta read the room. You gotta like go in with like the mentality of like, hey, I want to be on this person's best side. Like, I want this person to be cooperative. I want her to cooperate. So like, I want her in a good mood. I don't want to like antagonize or piss her off. So you're kind of badgering her. You're bothering this girl at work, so she's already kind of like not in the best mood to talk to you. And Pip is kind of rude. Like, she's just kind of like, in so many words. I mean, the girl herself says something like, okay, so like going along with what you're saying, either I'm a liar, you're calling me a liar, or you're saying I didn't even know my best friend. And is that right? And the Pip's just kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, so which is it? and at that point the other girl is just kind of like, you know what, like, I don't know you, I don't owe you anything, I literally don't owe you anything, I don't have to like give you any information, you're bothering me at work, you're pissing me off, so fuck off, and get out of my coffee shop, and never contact me again. And then Pip is just kind of sitting there, and it's so funny what she does. She's like so proper. She just like sits there for a second, then she turns off her recorder, and she's like, "This concludes interview number 1." I mean, she's so like by the book. She's so proper about it. But yeah, and again, she's just kind of like the girl says something like, I don't know why I'm giving you any of this. I don't even know you. Like, I don't owe you anything. And Pip's like, giving me what? You haven't given me anything. Like, I don't. I already knew all of this. And like, so she's just she's honest, but she's also very blunt and kind of rude sometimes when she's not getting her way. And yeah, she completely botched. Yeah, she didn't get anything. She didn't get anything out of the interview. And that person could have been a really important witness or valuable piece of information. I don't know, Pip. You might have solved that case sooner if you didn't fuck up the first interview. So yeah, that's a flaw. That's like a huge mistake she made. The second interview doesn't go that much better. That's the thing with Pip, is like, again, Pip, like, you have to understand that this is a sensitive topic for people. You need to approach them with caution, with understanding, with care. And she just like goes up to them and just starts asking questions. And she also does this thing that like anyone would find this irritating. She just goes up to you. She's like, all right, is it okay if I if I ask you a few questions, and also can I record this? And click, and she just pulls out her phone, doesn't wait for an answer, doesn't wait for like a yes. She just starts recording, and it's like, yeah, that's gonna make anyone nervous or irritable, or like, oh, hey, I didn't say you could record it. And yeah, like, if anyone just like throws a phone in front of me and starts recording, like, that would make me nervous. That would make me like less receptive to answering these questions. I'm like, whoa, why are you recording this? Like, who are you? Like, is this like a police inquiry? Like, what is this? Like, am I a murder suspect? Like, that's the other thing with Pip, is she's so bad at like, even if someone is like, again, Pip is just like honest to a fault. So like, if she's like, if she thinks you're a suspect, she'll tell you, and it's like, no, you don't want the other person to know that, Pip. You don't want them to be upset. Like, you want to placate them. You don't want them, and she like she'll tell you straight up. She's like, oh, you're not, you don't have a clear alibi, or like, you're a suspect. It's like, no, don't go in like that. Or like, because other people will be like, well, are you implying that I killed my best friend? I'm like, well, I don't see much evidence to the contrary. And like, stop. Don't be confrontational. Don't antagonize Pip. You're so bad at this. Anyway, interview number 2. So she tracks down this other girl, Nat Da Silva. Nat is a tennis player. Okay, let me tell you what happens here. So Nat, literally, Pip is watching Nat's tennis game. Nat loses the game pretty badly. She flips out. You can tell Nat has like a bad temper in general, but Nat kind of flips out. She throws her racket on the ground. She screams, and then she goes into the shower room, and Pip follows her into the shower room. And she's like changing. She like undresses, and as she turns around, Pip is like just right there, and she pulls out her phone. She's like, "Oh, hey, is this a bad time? Like, can you answer some questions? Is it okay if I record this?" Click, and just like starts recording. I'm like, Pip, she's already in a bad mood. She clearly has a short temper. Why are you engaging people in such an aggressive manner, in such a rude manner? All things considered, the interview actually goes okay. Like, it goes better than the first one. But yeah, like, I mean, Nat had every reason to tell Pip to just screw off. Like, she didn't. Again, these people don't owe you anything, Pip. You're drudging up this very sensitive, this very traumatic past for a lot of them. You gotta have more tact, man. You gotta approach it a certain way, man. The one thing she kind of does right in the second interview, I'll give her a little bit of credit. Where, long story short, there's a whole thing where Nat's nudes were leaked online, and it's a whole thing. So like, when she's undressing after her shower or whatever, and Pip just kind of pops up. Nat like turns around and basically flashes her, and she's just kind of like, oh well, you might as well see them like everyone else already has seen them or whatever. And Pip says something to the effect of like, oh well, no, I've never seen them before. I haven't seen the nudes. What are you talking? Kind of like plays dumb a little bit. Just kind of like, oh, nudes, like what nude, But you can tell she won a few points with Nat. It was like, oh, she like I don't know, I haven't seen them. Like I don't know what you're talking about. So and that made Nat a little more receptive to her to like tell her stuff. Fair enough. But no, in general, she needs her partner here, Ravi Singh. Ravi is Sal's little brother, the brother of the guy who confessed to killing Andy Bell and committed suicide. They make a great team. They make a great duo. I really like Pip and Ravi together. There are some really good references. There's a great Sherlock Holmes reference that they make where, long story short, Pip admits like, yeah, she's more like Sherlock. Like she is more analytical, intelligent, book smart, but she needs her partner. She needs her Watson. Ravi is her Watson. He is the emotionally intelligent one. He kind of balances her out and really helps her out of a few jams, actually. That's again where I would say she's not a Mary Sue. She's not a Ray. She needs help. She needs a partner. She can't do it without. She admits so in like the second to last episode. She's like, I can't do this without you. I need my Watson. I need my partner. So she needs Ravi. But yeah, Ravi is clutch. One time where she's clutch is they basically confront Nat a second time. And it's a whole thing where, okay, I'll get into this in a second, but yeah, they do some very like sus things in this. Like there's some sketchy stuff that even Pip, you're not off the hook, okay? Pip, you done some stuff that I don't totally approve of. But one fucked up thing that they do, right? So they start texting Nat with like a different phone, and because they're trying to like get information out of her. And like they pretend to be her friend, like her long lost friend, and they're like, oh, this is like whoever, and they start asking her questions, like, and that's kind of fucked up. And then they say like, oh, come meet us, come meet me, blah blah blah. And so then when Nat shows up there, the two of them are there, and they explain like, oh well, no, like your friend is us, like we were pretending to be someone else. Which yeah, I mean Nat already has a short fuse. And that's a pretty fucked up thing in general. It's like, oh, no, like that was a lie. We lied to you. Like we impersonated your friend and like brought you here under like a false ruse. Yeah, and we want to talk to you some more about your traumatic past. It's like, yeah, I don't. Oh, and we want to accuse you of maybe killing Andy Bell. Like again, Robbie is the one who like rolls it back, but like Pip is like, because what was it? Pip just makes these accusations. She's just like, oh, well, we know it was Andy who leaked your nudes, and you were pissed off at her, right? You had like a big falling out with her, and then like Nat is like, oh, what? So you're just gonna say that I killed her? Is that where's this line of questioning going? And like that's what Pip is so bad at. It's like don't let the person know that. Like don't make them think that they're the murder suspect. Like you think they're gonna be cooperative at that point, But Pip is like, well, yeah, are you? And Robbie, thank God he's there. He like kind of salvages the situation. He like rolls it back. He's like, no, we're not accusing you of anything. No. We just want to know why you guys fought, like why you had the falling out. And then he's clutch again. He has the emotional intelligence. He lays it on perfectly, where he lays this little detail where he's like, it sucks, right? Like it sucks that you had a fight with Andy right before she died. Similarly, like I had a big fight with Sal, my brother, right before he died. Like, and it sucks, right? Like where that's like your last memory with that person was like having a fight. Doesn't that suck? He lays it on perfectly, where he's like, I can relate to you. I'm coming from a place where I understand you, where I know what you went through. That is how you do it. You see the change on Nat's face, where she's like, oh, okay, now I'm willing to talk to you. Like, oh my God, Pip, take notes. This man is a genius. You would be nothing without Robbie. But yeah. So where was I going with this? Yeah, it's already going. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. But yeah, what else? Yeah, this is a shot. So Pip, she does the thing. She's like in her room, and she does like the, whatever you call it, the thought board or the sound board, where she has like, all of the all these like newspaper clippings and notes and thoughts and stuff like all on this blackboard. It's similar to like I love how Andrew Garfield in the Amazing Spider-Man, like how he like has like a similar board where he's like always like, you know, writing down his thoughts and stuff. I guess that's kind of like to an extent what I've been doing with like these like little vision boards or these little thought boards when I do these visual aids for my reviews. But yeah, what else? Yeah, here's like a cool shot where I thought this was such a nice shot, but yeah, like Pip goes by this like memorial for Andy Bell, where yeah, that's you know, an artistic rendition of the girl that died. And again, when it's a small town, like everyone's affected by it, like everyone remembers, and it's not that long ago, like everyone remembers what happened to Andy Bell. It's a big freaking deal, and that's why it's such a big deal when Pip goes like snooping, and it's like you're really like upsetting a lot of people. You're dredging up this like, you know, traumatic past. And I guess that goes to like the big question at the heart of the series, where like we go into like, you know, there's some people where like, you know, what is the most important absolute thing, and that's the truth, right? To some people, like for example in like the comic series Watchmen, Rorschach was always about the truth, no matter what the consequences. The people, you know, no matter if it like hurts people or people die or whatever it takes to get to that truth, people deserve to know the truth, and you know, consequences be damned. And that's kind of where Pip is at, where it's like she just wants to know what happened. Like she doesn't care. She doesn't care if she pisses people off. She doesn't care if she gets put in danger or like if people get hurt. Like she just wants to know the truth. What happened? And that's, again, like I said, a blessing and a curse. Both a character strength and a flaw, where it's like she really is like just doing some damage in a way, and she doesn't seem to care, and like that makes her at times a little unlikable. But Robbie, you know, Robbie and her, like I like them as a duo a lot. Robbie definitely balances her out. He is her Watson. Okay, one other flaw, yeah, and just looking at this picture here, I don't even know. Okay, so obviously that's Pip. Her best friend, the girl with the belly button showing, that's Kara. That's her best friend. Okay. And it's not in this picture, but one thing I noticed that I liked was at one point Kara has her dark hair and pigtails, similar to Wednesday Addams. So like I feel like that was like a little nod, and she has like the dark hair like Wednesday, and she's her best friend, just like Wednesday is Enid's best friend. I feel like that was like a little Wednesday reference there. But anyway, yeah, no, one flaw. This is her group of friends, and like they were very underdeveloped. Like again, this is like a short mini series, but like really the only people that get any development are Pip and Ravi, to be honest with you. And there we go. There's Pip and her best friend Kara. Yeah, if I had one little flaw or one little thing I would improve, perhaps in season 2 we'll get more time with these other characters. But her friends group was very underdeveloped. I don't remember any of them. I don't remember any of their names or like any real character traits about any of them. I don't even remember this blonde girl in the middle. Like, was she in the show? Maybe that's like the director or producer or something. Yeah, I don't remember her at all. But even like Pip's best friend Kara, yeah, I don't know much about her. Like you know, if I had to like describe her, yeah, she's Pip's best friend. Who's this guy? Like, here's this other guy. Here's this other girl. Her other best friend, I guess, but not really. Yeah, the cast could have been developed a little bit better. I'll say that. I really just like the scene where Pip has to go to this 1920s like Hollywood star party, and she has to wear this like ridiculous outfit, like she's like a human star, and I love that, like, okay, like if you're gonna ever wear that, you have to have her get stuck on a doorway at least one, but yeah, and she does. She's like going into Robbie's house, and she has to like turn sideways. She can't like get through the doorway, and I thought that was funny. One little nitpick, she only goes to this party because she wants to interview this one douchebag who like might know something about the case, so she's like there undercover, and she goes to him, and it's like a really good scene. She like interviews him, and he's like, all right, well, and he's like kind of a drunk, and he's like, okay, well, and kind of a sleaze, and he's like, trying to get her drunk basically, and he's like, all right, I'll answer a question, like one question per shot, so you have to like, you know, take a shot with me, and she does it. Pip, she's like the good girl. She like doesn't go to parties or anything. But yeah, throughout the series, in pursuit of the truth, she's not afraid to like go to some dangerous places. She's not afraid to like leave her comfort zone, and she definitely gets in above her head a few times. But yeah, she's like, oh, she's just slamming down these shots, man. She's like, yeah, let's go, boom, 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 and I don't know. She definitely gets drunk, but like I feel like I wish they'd like kind of play that up a little bit more. Where like she's like, oh, I only had two shots. Like she doesn't sound. She's not even slurring her speech. She doesn't sound drunk. She's just like a little out of it, and I'm like, I wanted to see. I thought that like would have been really funny. Like they missed an opportunity to show like super drunk Emma Myers in this ridiculous costume, like slurring her speech and stumbling and falling over. Like I don't know. Like, and again, like, this isn't like a comedy per se, but there are comedic moments. But that could have been, that was a missed opportunity. That could have been like a really funny scene. Anyway, what else? Yeah, I mean, this show, it gets freaking real, man. I don't want to like give away too many spoilers, but like, yeah, it's dark. I mean people die. There's definitely, you know, if you're sensitive to certain topics, I'll just say, yeah, there's definitely a scene involving RAPE. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but yeah, this show, again, it's based on like a young adult murder mystery novel, but no, it gets pretty freaking dark. Like it deals with, again, like, you know, there's a scene involving RAPE. That's all I'm gonna say, which I did not expect from like a young adult Emma Myers TV show. people do drugs, people have sex, people drop the F-bomb. They say fuck a lot in this show. I was not expecting that. So yeah, no, this ain't no like Nickelodeon teen show. It is a teen show, but it's more in like, it's not even a CW show. Like, you know, they can't say that on the CW. It did kind of give me Riverdale vibes. Like I love this show. I love any show where it's like, again, like season 1 of Riverdale, where it's like a small town and there's like a murder mystery and like there's a bunch of kids, like teens who are like up to no good, like, you know, drugs and sex and debauchery and like what have you. Like that's my jam, man. Like, I mean, Riverdale, I can do a whole video about that, but like Riverdale was like so awesome. And then when it was about the murder mystery, and then it kind of, you know, went into other areas and people didn't like it anymore. But yeah, this show, stick to this formula. Have each season be like a mini series based on one of these books, based on like a murder mystery that Pip needs to solve. Like I'll watch it all. I love it. Emma Myers, can we just give her some props again? Like, so her first role is in Wednesday, right? And she's like this blonde manic pixie dream girl, like American accent. Her very next role is this show, and she's like, I think I read it, like a quick blurb about it, where she like requested this. She, like, you know, as an actress, she wanted to challenge herself, and she's like, you know, I want something that's like the complete opposite of the role that I'm known for. And for someone who like just got into acting, like that's really impressive. That's really admirable that you took on a role like that, where she's like, yeah, no, now I want to be this like brunette with like a British accent, and I want to be like this straight-laced, like, you know, like stoic, like, you know, smart girl who like is not the, you know, Enid Sinclair was the life of the party. Pip is like, you know, the party pooper. She's like the complete opposite in every way. Like, again, I don't recognize her. Look at a picture of Enid Sinclair, and then look at her. You know, look at this. You're like, this is a completely different person. I can't believe they're the same person. So I'm just so impressed with her range, is all I'm gonna say. I know people are already accusing me of being a simp for Emma Myers, and I'm like, listen, I'm keeping this professional, all right? I'm reviewing the show. She did a really freaking good job in the show. She's a really good actress. Yeah, really good at emoting. And she has, you know, again, with Wednesday, she was just like really peppy and like had lots of energy and like, you know, super cheerful and optimistic. With this, it's like, you know, she's so good at, you know, showing those raw emotions, anger, sadness, grief, you know, breaking down crying. She has a lot of great crying scenes, and it looks real. You know, she has like the redness in her eyes. You know, you can tell she's been crying. It's not like in Hollywood scenes where, you know, you got the little tear going down the cheek, but your face still looks flawless. No, like when you've been crying a lot, you look like shit. You know what I mean? Like, and they did a good job with that in the show. Yeah, I mean, how much do I want to say? Again, there's some dark moments, man. All I'm gonna say is, like, she keeps on pushing, and someone is like sending her these threatening messages, like, you know, stop it, or something's gonna happen. And I'll just say this: it's a minor spoiler, but just so you know that, like, yeah, like shit hits the fan. Like, it's not one of those shows where like there's no consequences at the end. Yeah, the bad guys kill her dog. I was not expecting that. I was pretty upset, and it really affects her. It upsets her. She almost like stops investigating. You know what I mean? It's like a really sad moment in the show. But like, the reason I bring it up is, again, I love the show. I'm just kind of nitpicking and, you know, giving my 2 cents because I criticize because I care type of thing. But where they kind of drop the ball with that is like, yeah, I mean, like when she first meets Ravi, or she's like trying to talk to him, she happens to be walking her dog in his neighborhood. It's like, yeah, it shows her walking the dog, but like, I don't know, what was his name, Barney? Like, we just needed like 1 or 2 more scenes with her and Barney, or like show me that she like loves this dog. You know what I mean? I mean, they spent a lot of time with her and like her little brother, who ended up not really mattering at all in the show. She could have like not had a brother and it wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean? But like Barney, if you're gonna have that death scene and have it affect her, I needed a little more setup. I needed to like know, okay, but like, you know, was she close with her dog? Like, you know, I forgot she had a dog. Like, you know, like set that up a little bit better. Like maybe have like a story, like a quick little anecdote where like, I don't know, like she had a bad day. You know, this bad thing happened to her with this one time, but Barney ran up to her and like, you know, looked at her face and cheered her up and like, you know, whatever. Like just have like a little anecdote to go along with that, where. Because it felt like a little cheap, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, well, they just killed my dog and now I'm sad. And it's like, I don't know. I needed a tiny bit more to establish that relationship where, you know, where I would care about that. That's all. But yeah, like it's a really, really, again, like if you like murder mysteries, and I do, I have a soft spot for them. This is such a good binge, and the twists keep coming. Like, it's, again, by episode 5, by the end of episode 5, you kind of, it has almost like a false climax where like they kind of solve everything, but then there's like that one dangling thread, and then it's like, actually no, you know, there's a little bit more, and that's why there is an episode 6. There's a lot of like really good red herrings. There's a lot of good twists in the show. The show really keeps you guessing, and I mean, you can tell it's based on a book. There are a lot of characters in the show, and there's a lot of subplots to keep track of. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I would almost recommend, maybe, like, I might watch it again, because there's just a lot of stuff to keep track of. I might recommend watching it twice, just to make sure you like got everything. But you know, they do a good job of tying it all together at the very end. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Is there anything else? Yeah, I love her outfit. I need more of Emma Myers in the star outfit. Let's talk about this is so funny. I don't know if this is like a thing with Emma Myers. Like, does she like make these like weird like foods sometimes, or whatever, where it's like, so in the Minecraft movie, if you saw it, or if you at least saw my review, so she has a scene where she makes her brother this like breakfast pizza to like kind of like get his classmates on his side or make friends. And so she makes this like tater tot bacon pizza that looked so freaking good. So that happened in Minecraft, and in this show, she's like making dinner, or excuse me, her mother's making dinner, and she's like making herself a quote unquote snack. And she like makes this like sandwich, like this deli sandwich, but she like throws all these like potato chips on top. And like she's like, and I'm like, oh, that looks so good. And she's like biting into like crunch, crunch, crunch. And her mom is like, Pip, you know, dinner's, and like, again, the sandwich is like this big, but Pip, the mom is like, Pip, you know, dinner's gonna be ready soon. She's like, oh, no, mom, this is just a snack. And she's like, eats this huge sandwich, but yeah, the sandwich looks so good. I'm like, oh, I want one of those. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna say this is gonna sound so weird. Tell me if you ever like felt this way about like an actor or like a fictional character, but it's like, I swear, like, I'm not simping for Pip. I don't want to like go out with her. I'm not like hitting on her. I mean this purely like platonically. I want to hang out with Pip. This is gonna sound so weird, but I just want her to like make me some food. Does that make any sense? I just want to hang out with Pip. I want her to like make me some food, or like Emma Myers. I want to like chill with her and like in her kitchen and like, hey, like can we just like talk or hang out? You could like make me that pizza, or you could make me a sandwich. Like, I'm sorry, is that weird? I'm sorry, that's how I feel. Like, this girl, like all the food she makes looks so good, and it's like, so like, it's like dumb weird snack food, but it's like right up my alley, and it's like exactly what I'm craving right now. Anyway, I know, I'm sorry, that was like a weird tangent, but like, it is true. Emma, you want to hang out, you want to make me some food, like, I'm so down. Oh my God, how do I segue from that? Um, and I feel like the producer, they just like wanted to like put her in the most ridiculous costume, and she was like, she's a good sport. She was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, I'll do it. Like, let's do it. Like, Emma Myers, what a catch. I hope that she, in a perfect world, and that's why I'm making this video. Like, I want people to know about this miniseries. I want people to watch it because like no one talks about this. No one talks about Emma Myers. She's a great actress. No one talks about this show, and it deserves to be watched. I mean, I wish this blew up the way that Wednesday did. I know Wednesday blew up and everyone watched it, and this just kind of is like existing in the corner of Netflix. But it's like, yeah, I mean, the way that what I would like to see happen, I'd like to see this blow up. Minecraft obviously blew up, so like that put her in the spotlight. I'm hoping she gets more projects, after Minecraft, and obviously Wednesday season 2 is she's getting work. She's getting work that way, but I hope she gets a lot more work soon. But yeah, what I would like for Emma Myers is I would like basically similarly to what happened with Millie Bobby Brown, the main girl from Stranger Things. She was, she's the star. She was 11 in Stranger Things, and that show blew up. And then she just kept getting work where Netflix was like, hey, do you want to be Enola Holmes? Do you want to be in Damsel? Do you want to be in, even most recently, she was in The Electric State. So like all these Netflix projects for Millie Bobby Brown, because she's just this recognizable face. She's like almost synonymous with Netflix. I would like a similar thing to happen to Emma Myers because she blew up because of Wednesday. This is obviously a Netflix show as well. She had some Netflix movie. I don't know too much about it. I might have to watch that as well. But like anyway, but yeah, no, I would like something similar where like she just gets all these projects because of Netflix, and like people start to like associate her with Netflix. You know what I mean? Like as like the next Millie Bobby Brown. I honestly like tell me what you think. I no shade to Millie Bobby Brown. I like her a lot as well. I think I like Emma Myers more. I think she's a better actress. Again, or at the very least, she has so much more range. Like Millie Bobby Brown, every movie I've seen her in or show I've seen her in, she's Millie Bobby. She's like changing it up a little bit. But again, looking at the drastic change from Enid Sinclair to Pip, or Enid Sinclair to Natalie in the Minecraft movie, it's such a drastic change. Like they're like not even remotely the same person anymore, and she did it so flawlessly. Like she's good in both roles. So I have to give it to Emma. I think Emma Myers has more acting range than Millie, and I would like to see her become like kind of the new face of like these Netflix specials or movies or whatever. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if that could will ever come true. But like that's kind of my hope or my pipe dream for Emma Myers. I've gone on plenty long enough. Like I said, so season 2, I hope it happens. That's not confirmed. Obviously, she's busy. She's obviously was busy making Wednesday season 2, so that needs to happen first. But yeah, I hope she returns to the series as well. I hope Netflix doesn't cancel it. And like there are at least 2 more books in the series to adapt. So like let's freaking go. I could watch this shit all day, man. Yeah, so like just let me know. I love doing these Netflix reviews. If there's anything else on there you want me to like take a look at, I'll see if I can. The poll was like a disaster. I am still going to review a Netflix movie. I just had trouble deciding on one, and I put out a poll and nobody freaking voted. Nobody freaking voted. So it's like, okay, thanks for helping me decide, guys. Thanks. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. In general, like my tastes are very, Oh yeah, did I give this a score? This is a 10. This is a legendary 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Like it had some flaws. I went into those, but like it's a really really good murder mystery miniseries. It's a good binge. If you have like some time and a Netflix account, absolutely watch it. Absolutely watch it. You're gonna love it. Especially if you have a bias like I do towards murder mysteries. Like I said, Riverdale season 1, not a flawless piece of television, but it was right up my alley. It's the exact type of show I like to watch. So let me know. Like, let me know if there are any other shows I should watch that have like Riverdale vibes, or like any other just good murder mystery shows on Netflix or whatever. The one I'm thinking about looking at, there's like You. If you heard of that, there's like a psychological thriller on Netflix called like You. I don't know. There's so many like murder mystery things on Netflix, but like this one really stuck out to me. And Emma Myers, she absolutely made it worth watching. I have rambled on long enough. In conclusion, Emma Myers deserves more exposure, and I hope she gets it soon. This series deserves more exposure. Please watch the series. Yeah, that's about it. See you.